our history and respect our American flag.
Welcome, everybody. We are live at the RNC Day 3. Come on in, everybody. Tap that thumbs up, share this out.
I believe in our freedom and liberty, and I believe in Donald John Trump. And I want Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and all of the radical Democrats to know this. We will not be bullied into obedience. We will not cower in silence. We will not be bullied into obedience. We will not cower in silence.
Whoops.
I stand before you as a working mother, a former prosecutor, a Catholic, and a proud Latina. I know personally what every American has now seen with their own eyes. I know the measure of the man that stands before us. Donald Trump will never stop fighting for you. So join me in voting for Donald J. Trump for president again. Victory is in our sights. America's future is in our hands. America's destiny is in our control. And America's prosperity is in our hearts and souls. America, this is your moment. Will you stand for President Trump? Rise up! Rise up! Ladies and gentlemen, lovers of liberty and freedom and the American dream, this is our last chance to make America great again.
Who is this? I don't think I've ever seen her before.
President Trump, and may God bless America.
She definitely has energy. She's all over the place. She's like me. She's out of control. I love it. I love people who are out of control. I mean, not too out of control. You know what I'm saying? Good to see everybody. Come on in. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Congressman Michael Waltz of Florida.
Another guy I don't know. Laura's in the house. Good to see you. We got the best mods in the business. Mutt Munch. Oh, that's Eric's wife. No, that's not Eric's wife. Eric's wife is Laura Trump.
I am so honored.
That's not Melania. Villain.
Thank you.
That's funny. Can you hear the audio of the actual RNC? Let me know. I know I'm pretty loud. I'm always loud. You know me.
Thank you. Hello, Patriots. I am so honored to stand before you as a 27-year Army veteran and the first Green Beret ever elected to Congress.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
By my
She said she was the
beautiful wife,
advisor.
Julia, who, oh, by
Peter
the way,
Ortiz
has more
in the
combat
house.
tours than I do.
Share this
Look,
out, y'all.
folks, we have deployed all over the Middle East, all over Africa, all over Afghanistan, and I have never in my lifetime seen the world falling apart like it is under Joe Biden. And that's because under President Trump, we had a president who defeated ISIS, broke Iran, stood with Israel, always stood with our allies, made China pay. You didn't see any spy balloons under President Trump, did you? He deterred Russia. You know what he told Putin? You try anything, and I'll take the tops off the Kremlin. And he didn't dare, did he? He did under Obama. He did under Biden, but not under Donald J. Trump. He diffused North Korea. And importantly, he got our hostages home and didn't pay billions of dollars to get our Americans back. And here's my favorite part about Donald Trump, the commander-in-chief. He sat across the table from the bureaucrats and the generals and said, if you don't give our troops what they need, you know what he told the generals? You're fired. You're out of here. We're cleaning house. Everything takes too long, costs twice as much, and delivers half of what our troops need. And what do we have today? What do we have today with President Biden? What's he focused on? He's focused on pronouns. He's focused on renaming bases. He's focused on DEI. And here's my favorite. He's focused on building electric tanks. Has anybody seen any charging stations in the Middle East for the Biden's electric tanks?
Biden.
And here's what
Is he trying to talk like Trump?
Straight up in combat. Our enemy's bullets, listen to me, folks, our enemy's bullets could give a damn about black, white, or brown, or about religion, or about gender, or about anything else. The only colors that matter in the foxhole are the red, white, and blue, baby. That's the only thing that matters. That's the only thing our military should care about. And that's the only thing our fellow soldiers care about. And that's the only thing President Trump cares about.
It's going to be Vance's first speech.
Now, I want to seriously.
First public
I want to
speech
tell
since
you a
being
story
asked to be the VP.
about the man, the leader.
Don't forget,
the
tomorrow we're going
commander-in-chief.
live too for Trump's speech.
That is Donald J.
That's
Trump.
going to be huge, huge. China.
We all remember
huge.
Biden's disgraceful withdrawal from Afghanistan, the debacle and the stain on our national conscience that was. The 13 Gold Star families have to relive it every day, the ones that lost their sons and daughters that disgraceful day. Biden won't even take their calls. He calls it an outstanding success. He won't even take a meeting with them. Well, I called President Trump. We talked about it, and he said, Michael, I would love to meet them. Get him up here. Get him up here to Bedminster. He was scheduled, folks, hear me on this. He was scheduled to spend an hour with them. You know how long he spent? He spent 6 hours with them. He met each one. He listened. He cared. One of the moms kind of leaned over to me and she said, do you think he'll sign a picture of my son? I said, oh, hell yeah, he will. Please ask. He would be happy to. And he spent hours more. And if that wasn't enough, he then has them up to dinner. And at the start of the dinner, he promised them this. When he gets back in the White House, he will release all the tapes, all the videos, all the records, all the emails, and give these families the accountability and the transparency that they deserve and that they will never get from Joe Biden.
Who is this guy?
And then God bless this man. This is why I love this man so much. He had them laughing.
Hey, Lou,
He
good
had
to see
these
you.
moms
Patty's in
that
the
have been through
house.
so much
John's in the
crying.
house.
He had them, I love
Chuck
this. We saw
Crainer.
DJ Trump in action playing Sinatra, playing Phantom of the Opera. He had these moms dancing with their husbands.
Who's
Two
excited
of
about
them came
JD
up to
Vance?
me
Give me a yeah.
afterwards and said, this was the best thing that had happened to them since they had lost their sons. That night with President Trump. Mr. President, Mr. President, you helped them heal. And I will forever, and they will be forever, and America will forever be grateful to you for that.
Oh, let me take the. You want me to take the captions off? Or do you like the captions? Give me a 1 in the chat if you like the captions, a 2 if you want me to take them off.
Patriots.
Oh, thank you. Okay,
that's
thank
the
you,
Donald
Peter.
Trump
I never want
that
to
I've
disrespect a
come to know.
veteran.
That's the Donald
love
Trump
our
and the
veterans.
commander-in-chief we all know. That's the Donald Trump the media never wants you to see. That is the Donald Trump we must have as
Yeah, I
commander-in-chief.
forgot what the numbers meant.
Back in the White House this November.
Was it 1 to keep him
we
on?
need it. The country
Or
needs
2 to
it.
take him off?
The world needs it because we will once again have peace through
3? What's
America's
3, Mutt
street.
Munch?
God bless you.
3.
I salute you.
Thank you, sir.
Let's go fight, 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 and let's win.
Yeah. I like the sound of that. Okay, just right, because I forgot what the numbers are. Give me an
Ladies and
on or
gentlemen,
off in the comments.
Please give your solemn attention to the following video presentation
Oh, yeah, hold on a
honoring
second.
our nation's Gold Star families.
So,
I'm Jim McCollum. I'm the father of Marine Lance Corporal Riley James McCollum, and I'm here to speak for him.
I want to see this. This is important.
My name's Alicia Lopez.
I'm Herman Lopez, and we're the parents of our son, Hunter Lopez, the U.S. Marine stationed in Camp Pendleton, San Diego, California, who passed away on August 26, 2021 in Kabul, Afghanistan.
My name is Abby Sanchez, and I am the voice for my brother, Corporal Humberto Sanchez. My name is Coro Braceno, and I am Corporal Humberto Sanchez's mother.
My name is Stephen Nakui. I'm here for my son, Kareem Nakui. I'm here today to give my son a voice.
Oh, that's the guy who yelled at the State of the Union, remember?
My name is Cheryl Jules.
I remember that. That
I
was
am
powerful.
Sergeant Nicole G's aunt. She was a U.S. Marine.
You guys
who was
remember
killed in the
that?
Kabul, Afghanistan withdrawal.
My name's Christy Shamblin, and I'm here for Sergeant Nicole G., United States Marine, who was killed in the Afghanistan exit.
My name's Kelly Barnett. I'm here to give a voice to my son, my best friend, Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover.
And my name's Darren Hoover.
Absolutely,
and
Tommy.
I'm here to give voice as well for our son, Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover.
When we started hearing that the Taliban was moving in, that there wasn't more military being deployed, and that they had decided that the Taliban was our security, that was when I became terrified. They were just kind of left there, hung out to dry.
Breaking news for you from Afghanistan, where there are significant casualties, including some Americans from a
I was at
suicide
work
attack.
and heard about it. Instantly had that just chill go through me. And I started sending messages.
I'm talking to people. I'm calling his girlfriend. I'm saying, well, have you heard from him? Calling his sisters. Have you heard from him? You know, we're texting. We're saying, please, just send us a text. Just whatever. Just let us know that you're okay.
When all the explosions went off, I had messaged her and I said, hey, you know, I know you can't say anything, but, you know, just an emoji, just a bubble.
Oh, my God.
And then 3:30 in the morning that night, I got the knock on the door. You know, there's no other reason 2 Marines are standing on your door.
Right away, they told you, we have news about your son, and he just passed away. I just start screaming. I throw myself on the floor. I pull up the street and I see a white van. And once I saw them, I knew.
It's surreal. Seeing all those flag-draped coffins in the back of a C-17 is something you'll never forget. And it really drives home that, you know, these young men and women gave the ultimate sacrifice.
They had all the families within this large room. The president showed up and
Look at his watch.
That was
awful.
It wasn't what I was expecting.
You know, this guy's sitting across from me on that tarmac, and he keeps looking at his watch.
Biden did not want to be there. I don't know what he wanted to do, but he did not want to be there. He looked at his watch multiple times. I saw it 3 times.
He didn't
Jeez
say anything
Louise.
about Riley.
Wow.
And to this day, he has yet to say those 13 kids' names.
And
Wow.
that makes me so upset because
That is awful.
those kids were serving their country. Those kids, they were giving their life for this country. And I always said they were thinking that their commander-in-chief was gonna have their back because they were fighting for this country, and that didn't happen.
The administration, the White House, our president has never once mentioned their names, not one of them.
I can't
Honestly,
believe that.
I don't feel like Joe Biden cared.
He just had no empathy for us at all.
I do think incompetence played a huge factor in what happened. Bad decision, bad leadership, and it all starts at the top.
Joe Biden should not be leading this country.
There was no point in making that hard deadline August 31st. It was 100% a political stunt.
He let my son down. He let the 13 down. He let the 45 wounded down. He let those 174 civilians down. He let our country down.
And then what it hurts the most is that they could be here.
We fully understand we can't bring back our kids, but there are thousands and thousands more out there that are going to come home the same way if something doesn't change. We're the United States of America. We can do better by our men and women that are risking their lives for this country. We can do better for them than that.
To this day, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have never mentioned these fallen soldiers' names. President Trump will never forget them.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Gold Star families of our fallen heroes.
This is a powerful moment.
Hello, America. I'm Christy Shamblin. My daughter-in-law, Sergeant Nicole Leanne G. Was a United States Marine, and she was killed at Abbey Gate in Afghanistan, alongside 12 of her brothers and sister-in-arms. While Joe Biden has refused to recognize their sacrifice,
Unreal.
Donald Trump spent 6 hours in Bedminster with us.
That's what a president does. That's what a leader does. It all starts with leadership. You have poor leadership, it trickles down and pollutes everything. That's what a leader does.
He allowed us to grieve. He allowed us to remember our heroes. Donald Trump knew all of our children's names. He knew their stories, and he spoke to us in a way that made us feel understood, like he knew our kids. Donald Trump carried the weight for a few hours with me.
Oh, this poor mother's going to break my heart. She absolutely breaks my heart.
Yeah.
And for the first time since Nicole's death, I felt I wasn't alone in my grief. Thank you. I had expected to meet an arrogant politician. Instead, I met a man who had empathy for us. He was compassionate, and he spent time with.
Are you kidding me? What are you doing? Okay, I'm finding a new
President
feed.
Trump.
Oh, give me a break. Sorry about that, guys.
I'm Cheryl Jules, Nicole's aunt. Joe Biden said the withdrawal from Afghanistan was an extraordinary success.
Yeah, right.
An extraordinary success. Look at our faces. Look at our pain and our heartbreak. Joe Biden owes the men and women that served in Afghanistan a debt of gratitude and an apology. Yep. Donald Trump loves this country and will never forget the sacrifice and bravery of our service members. Join us in putting him back in the White House.
Cheers, everybody.
I'm Alicia Lopez, and this is my husband, Herman. Our son, Corporal Hunter Lopez, whose name Joe Biden has refused to say out loud,
How can you not say his
was
name?
killed on August 26, 2021. He died during Joe Biden's disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. Hunter was 22 years old and planned to come home to California after his tour to follow in our footsteps. Herman and I work for the Riverside County Sheriff's Office. And our family has a tradition of service in law enforcement. Hunter was excited to carry it on. Instead, in the nearly 3 years since Hunter's been gone, there has been silence. Silence from that empty space at the dinner table, where Hunter would have joined his brothers and sister and us for family gatherings. And there has been a deafening silence from the Biden and Harris administration.
That's a travesty. Absolute travesty.
Despite our pleas for answers and accountability, they have pushed us away and tried to silence us. The Biden administration has not owned up to the bad decisions. They have not been transparent about their failures. And their so-called leaders work to protect themselves rather than our sons and daughters who took the oath to defend our country.
Thank you. When Hunter and the other service members' bodies were returned to the U.S. in Dover, Delaware, Joe Biden met the plane. But he made the occasion more about his son, lost to cancer, than our sons and daughters, lost on his watch. Worse than that, he has never said their names out loud. And during last month's debate, He claimed no service members have died during his administration.
What a bunch of B. Because he's lost. He's a vegetable. Of course he's going to say that.
None. That hurt us all deeply. So Alicia and I are here to say the names of all 13 service members who lost their lives all 13 service members who lost their lives at Abbey Gate. David Espinoza.
That's right. Say their names. I'm going to type them in.
Nicole G. Taylor Hoover. Ryan C. Knaus. Riley McCollum. Dylan Marola. Kareem Nakui.
Yes.
Dagan Page.
Ah, it's going too fast.
Johanny Pichardo.
Okay, you guys write them in there. I can't write them fast enough.
Humberto Sanchez.
Thank you, Johanna. Write them in there. I'll put them up on the screen.
Jared Schmitz. Maxon Sobiak. And my son, Hunter Lopez.
What was the last guy? Jared who? Hunter Lopez, yeah. What are they saying?
Joe Biden has to go. He failed the American people. He failed the Afghan people and our military service members. He failed our family, and he failed Hunter. Donald Trump has a proven record of keeping the peace and honoring those in uniform.
Oh, okay. Yes. Joe must go. Joe must go.
All of us on this stage recognize the efforts of Mr. Trump. We know this firsthand. We've experienced it. Whenever we've met with him, he has demonstrated compassion. He has joined us on our mission for answers, and he has given hope to our extended Gold Star family.
Now we have another son serving in the Army.
Wow, this family is so, these guys are patriots, man. This family's
And
amazing.
we do not trust Joe Biden with his life. We have faith that Donald Trump to lead our military. Please join us in supporting Donald Trump for President and Commander-in-Chief.
USA, USA.
While campuses struggle to get control of their students, at UNC Chapel Hill, they are bringing order back. Students restoring the American flag and singing the national anthem.
Protesters began to take down the American flag, and that's when the guys stepped in. Patriotic fraternity brothers stepped in and said, "Not today, Hamas."
A group of frat brothers defended the American flag from anti-Israel protesters.
I held the Israeli flag, and they held up the American flag while protesters chanted at us, screamed at us. I was told to kill myself about 50 times, called a white supremacist, a fascist.
They protected the flag for an hour. They were pelted with bottles and rocks, but they stood strong.
I think the most popular college students right now are the ones at UNC.
God bless those.
Oh, are those college students going to come out?
For taking down the Palestinian flag and putting up Old Glory.
Giving us some hope there that not all college students have gone woke. They should be celebrated for, and what might more rare is their bravery, their willingness to stand up and exhibit that patriotism and protect America.
All is not lost. In every corner of America, there are many people that love this country.
I'm very proud of these boys and very, very proud that we have parents that are raising good kids like this in our country.
I love America. There are still patriots in this country that actually want to fight and with, sacrifice themselves for this flag, this country.
It's good to know that there's some patriotic young men out there supporting the flag still out there.
Don't bend the knee to these people.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome country music star Brian Kelly and Anthony McGahee and Praise Motivated Choir.
Granddaddy came back from home with a purple heart and a couple scars.
Okay, I have to mute this because I'm gonna get the channel's gonna get flagged. You can't have music on. So, couple of things. Everybody who's coming in right now, it is so awesome to see you guys. I think there's just something so amazing about this convention that we've never seen before, because I think it has a lot to do with, well, a lot of things. Obviously, it has a lot to do with Biden just being a complete train wreck, Kathleen Kamala being a complete catastrophe. Newscomb. Oh, are those the guys? Are those the college kids who held the encampers at bay? Hey, Jim, good to see you. So there's a couple of reasons why I feel like this. Yes, I love these guys. These guys are awesome. But I think the biggest key component is the fact that Trump was shot. They tried to take him out. They missed. And what they did was they gave him all these opportunities. They said, "Hey, Mr. President, do you want us to postpone the convention? We're happy to do that." And what did he say? He said, "No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to postpone the convention. We're not going to postpone my speech. We're not going to reschedule. We're not going to reprogram. I am going to go up there. Otherwise, that means the enemies win." Yeah, I think there's definitely something to the notion. Sorry, let me mute this first for now. I think there's definitely something to the notion that there's just too much evidence now. There's just, "Oh, China, baby, you are amazing. Thank you for the five gifted memberships. You are awesome, China, baby." I think there's just so many question marks around what happened in Butler, in Pennsylvania. And there's just too many question marks. It's more than incompetence. I mean, it's incompetence with a capital I. And this Kathy Cheadle, whoever she is, Karen Cheadle, Kathy Cheadle, I don't even care to know her name. The director of the Secret Service. Hey, Grace, good to see you. Grace is in the house. We got so many awesome friends and family in here. Love it. I treat our Nez Nation family like a family. I love you guys. I mean, you guys are the best. Oh, wait a minute. What are they doing now? Are they singing?
It was all about respect, not just for the cloth, but for everything that the flag stands for. Too many people have sacrificed everything for it. The least we can do was keep it flying.
I love it.
And tonight, we are proud to honor our flag again.
Yes. God, I love seeing young people with pride. It is the most beautiful thing to see young people with pride. Oh, you guys are amazing. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. That is so cool. There is nothing more inspiring to me because my kids, these are my kids. I mean, I try to, you know, when I was teaching at the university, I treated all my students like
in the
that.
history of our country. I will once and for all secure our elections. We're going to go to paper ballots. We're going to have same-day voting, voter ID. We're going to do it properly. We're going to have good, secure, beautiful elections. We never want what happened in 2020 to happen again. But until then, Republicans must win. And we must use every appropriate tool available to beat the Democrats. They are destroying our country. Whether you vote early, absentee, by mail, or in person, we are going to protect the vote. That's the most important thing we have to do, is protect the vote. Keep your eyes open, because these people want to cheat, and they do cheat. And frankly, it's the only thing they do well. We will make sure your ballot is secure and your voice is heard. Many Republicans like to vote on Election Day, and we must swamp the radical Democrats with massive turnout on Tuesday, November 5th. The way you win is to swamp them. If we swamp them, they can't cheat. It just doesn't work out. But if you can't make it, you need to make a plan, register, and vote any way possible. We got to get your vote. So with your vote, we will win a victory, the likes of which no one has ever seen before. We will evict crooked Joe Biden from the White House, and we will take back our country on November 5th, 2024, the most important day in the history of our country. That's what it's going to go down as. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome recent Harvard University graduate, Shabbos Kestenbaum.
My name is Shabbos Kestenbaum. I am a proud first-generation American. I am a proud Orthodox Jew. And as of 5 months ago, I am the proud plaintiff suing Harvard University for its failure to combat anti-Semitism. I came to Harvard to study religion, the foundation of Western civilization. What I found was not theology, but a contempt for it. My problem with Harvard is not its liberalism, but its illiberalism. Too often, students at Harvard are taught not how to think, but what to think. I found myself immersed in a culture that is anti-Western, that is anti-American, and that is anti-Semitic. After October 7th, the world finally saw what I and so many Jewish students across this country experienced almost every day. When I planted 1,200 Israeli and American flags on campus, they were all vandalized within 24 hours. I was harassed by my peers merely for being a Jew and have received countless death threats online. Students and professors have openly called for new Hamas-style attacks against the United States. And perhaps most damning, when Hamas terrorists butchered 45 American citizens on October 7th, when they took 12 Americans hostage, Harvard refused to immediately and unequivocally condemn this atrocity. My fellow Americans, the anti-Semitic bigotry, unfortunately, extends far beyond the universities. Although I once voted for Bernie Sanders, I now recognize that the far left has not only abandoned the Jewish people, but the American people. The Democratic Party, the party I registered to vote for the day I turned 18, has become ideologically poisoned. And it is this poison, it is this corruption that is infecting far too many young American students. Let's be clear. The far left's anti-Semitic extremism has no virtue, and the radicalism on our campuses and on our streets has no moral legitimacy. Sadly, the far left-wing tide of anti-Semitism is rising. But tonight, we fight back. I am proud to support President Trump's policies to expel foreign students who violate our laws, harass our Jewish classmates, and desecrate our freedoms.
This guy's a good speaker. I like him.
Let's elect a president who will instill patriotism in our school once again. Let's elect a president who will confront terrorism and its supporters once again. Let's elect a president who recognizes that although Harvard and the Ivy Leagues have long abandoned the United States of America, the Jewish people never will, because Jewish values are American values, and American values are Jewish values. God bless the United States. God bless the land of Israel. God bless, protect, and return the American hostages in Gaza now.
Well done. I love
Ladies and
seeing young
gentlemen,
people.
Please welcome the parents of an American hostage held in Gaza, Orna and Ronan Nutra.
Yes, Neva, defund these schools. Yes. That's what we should be defunding, not the police. Bring them home.
Our son, Omer, is an American citizen. For 285 long days and nights, Hamas terrorists have been holding Omer imprisoned in tunnels underneath Gaza. Omer, which is a biblical name and means in Hebrew the first crop, is our firstborn. He was born in New York City 1 month after 9/11. 8 months pregnant, I walked across the Queensboro Bridge towards home that day. And here we are, 23 years later, and he's the victim of another vile terrorist attack. Let me tell you a little bit about my son. He's a connector. He's an extremely social person. He loves sports. In high school, he was captain of the soccer ball, volleyball, and basketball teams. He's a natural leader. And he cares deeply about others and about helping them grow. He turned 22 on October 14th, 2023. And instead of celebrating with us and with his friends, he spent his birthday as a hostage of Hamas terrorists.
That is awful.
Imagine,
Shame on you, Biden.
over 9 months, not knowing whether your son is alive, waking up every morning, praying that he too is still waking up every morning, that he is strong and is surviving. I recite Psalm 23 in his merit every single day. Gam ki elech begei tzal mavet, lo erara ki ata imadi. I walk through the shadow of the valley of the shadow of the death. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home.
Yes.
Bring them home. Bring them home.
This is heart-wrenching. I'm a father, a husband. This is heart-wrenching.
During the brutal October 7th attack on Israel, over 1,200 people were slaughtered. Of them, 45 were American citizens.
Dead.
Where is the outrage?
Yeah.
Where is it? This was not merely an attack on Israel. This was and remains an attack on Americans.
And Kamala just recently
Omer
posted.
is one of 8 American hostages and one of 120 hostages still left in Gaza. Citizens of 24 countries and 5 different religions still held by Hamas, denied basic human needs, their lives threatened every day. President Trump called us personally right after the attack when Omer was taken captive.
He wasn't even
We
president.
know he stands with the American hostages. We need our beautiful son back. And we need your support. We need your support to end this crisis and bring all the hostages back home.
So Kamala actually endorsed the Palestinian protesters recently. They were taking over our universities and stopping Jews from.
We love you. We won't stop fighting for you.
Say it with us. Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home. Thank you, everybody. God bless Israel and God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, former paratrooper, congressman, and New York State gubernatorial candidate, Lee Zeldin.
Hello, Wisconsin. I'm Lee Zeldin from New York. A nation led by President Trump is a nation stronger, safer, and more secure. As a former 82nd Airborne paratrooper, I want a military focused on being the world's greatest fighting force, not its biggest social experiment.
We need a president treating our friends as friends and our adversaries as our adversaries, understanding they only respect strength, not weakness. I was on the House Foreign Affairs Committee under 3 presidents, but only one ended wars without starting new ones. President Donald Trump. As one of 2 Jewish Republicans in Congress, it was amazing to witness history-making progress, strengthening the U.S.-Israel relationship under President Trump, moving our embassy in Israel to Jerusalem, recognizing Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights, and launching the Abraham Accords, which no one said was possible. Soleimani and the ISIS caliphate were eliminated. President Trump withdrew from the Iran deal, stopped those insane ransom payments, and crippled Iran with maximum pressure. But then everything went downhill under Biden. Yes, the guy who advised Obama not to take out Osama, Joe Biden advised against the mission that killed Osama bin Laden. As an American, and especially as a New Yorker, that's unforgivable. Even in his prime, he had bad judgment. And it's only gotten worse with age. We cannot count on Biden to make this kind of crucial 3 a.m. decision. Heck, we can't rely on him at 3 in the afternoon. He has refilled Iran's coffers. Since October 7th, Biden has pandered to anti-Semites who cheer Hamas's attack. All while Americans are still being held hostage in Gaza. Biden turned 13 Blue Star families into Gold Star families with his fatal withdrawal from Afghanistan.
I'm not a fan of this guy.
He lied about it during last month's debate, claiming that no service members had died under his watch. We must elect President Trump. Whether building an Iron Dome defense shield at home, countering China and other bad actors abroad, or securing our borders, he will make America strong and respected again. President Trump risks everything for us. We need him back in the White House now more than ever before. To make America great again, we must first, and God willing, we will expand the Republican majority in the United States House of Representatives. We will flip the United States Senate.
Can you imagine if we get the House and the Senate this
We are going to elect J.D. Vance, our next vice president.
Woo! Okay, I'm starting to like this guy now.
And we will make Donald J. Trump the 47th president of these United States. Thank you. God bless you. God bless President Trump and his family.
Overacting. Yeah,
God
that's a
bless
good way of
America.
putting it. It has to feel, that's the thing about Trump. He's so magnetic. He's so charismatic because it's effortless.
We are gathered
It's so
here
obvious when you're
on
trying too hard.
Freedom's altar, on these shores, on these bluffs, on this day 75 years ago. 10,000 men shed their blood and thousands sacrificed their lives for their brothers, for their countries, and for the survival of liberty. Those who fought here won a future for our nation. They won the survival of our civilization. These men ran through the fires of hell, moved by a force no weapon could destroy. The fierce patriotism of a free, proud, and sovereign people. And they showed us the way to love, cherish, and defend our way of life for many centuries to come. And our children and their children will forever and always be free.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome World War II hero, William Peckrell.
Thank you very much. My name is Bill Peckrell. I'm a proud Wisconsinite. Proud.
This is
I'm
awesome.
a proud husband of 76 years old and my wife, Rosemary.
Oh.
I'm a father of 11 children.
Woo! Gotta go, Dad. Attaboy, Dad.
6 girls, 5 boys.
Good for you.
Our family across 5 generations and a proud World War II veteran.
God bless you, sir.
I'm 98 years old.
Wow. Wow, that is amazing.
Some call us the greatest generation. That's an honor, considering America is the greatest nation in the history of the world. I will never forget and witness the horror of the Nazis' war camps. In the Battle of the Bulge, my friends and I fought to stop the Nazis' last major push in the Western Front. A few months later, Hitler was dead. The Nazis were defeated.
There we go. Now we're talking.
We gave thanks to Almighty God for delivering us from evil. But not many of us came home. I still miss a lot of my friends on that beach. And there were many of us left. There aren't many of us left today. But for us, those of us who are here, that America is still worth fighting for.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is awesome. That is so awesome. Woo! God bless you, brother. God bless you. Woo! Woo! Look at that smile.
It hurts my heart to see what our current president and vice president have done to the country I love so well.
Amen to that.
They humiliated us in Afghanistan. We pushed around in China. Terrorists run wild in the Middle East. And they let our own southern border get overrun. America, people say, America is an idea, but I believe America is much more than that. America is our home.
That's it. That's it. Oh, this guy's awesome. Yvonne, good to see you. Is Yvonne in the house? Good to see you, Yvonne. USA.
You know, and I was fighting in Europe, and I came back home. I kissed the ground.
Oh.
Thanking God that I'm back home in my country.
Oh, man, I love you. I want to kiss you 1,000,000 times. I love you to death. What a sweetheart.
And where I come from, when somebody comes for me or my home, you dig in your boots in the ground and never look back.
I'm going to cry. Oh, this guy's making me cry. Who's crying? Let me know in the comments. Oh.
That's the attitude that saved the free world. And those years ago. And President Trump, back in Commander-in-Chief.
Yes.
I would go back to re-enlist today.
God bless you, sir. God bless you. These are the reasons why we need to fight for our country. He is the reason. We wouldn't be here without him.
Whatever beach you want, my country needs me to fight again. God bless you. God bless our home.
Yes.
And the United States of America.
Woo! Yes, 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 yes. Oh, I love this guy. I love this guy. Standing ovation. Everybody stand up. Oh, these guys make my heart bleed. My heart bleed red, white, and blue. Love you, man. Oh, my God. You are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, I love it. This is why we fight. This is why we have to get our country back. I'm just muting it because I can't have the music. Otherwise, the channel will get banned. I can't have music that's popular or whatever. So we're waiting on JD Vance to come up. Oh, man, that guy just made me cry. Who else was crying? Yeah, the crowd is amazing, isn't it? So Vance was supposed to go on at, I think, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. Let me know where you're joining me from, by the way. I would love to hear, where are you guys joining me from? Some of you guys are staying up late. I love it. Let me get some shout outs to Saul becoming a new member. Peter Ortiz, thank you so much. Our coward-in-chief backs Hamas. How dare he say he's an American? Well said. Mike Shriver. So awesome to see you, Cap. He is the best mod on planet Earth. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, China Baby. Thank you, Jim Barron. Thank you, Johanna. You guys are awesome. Captain Mike again. Sal Renzulli. What am I, a schlemiel over here? Hey, Sal, how about a little pasta fazool? Great to see you, Sal. Okay, so I can't have the music on, so we're just waiting for this speech. My God, you know, that amazing World War II veteran. Yeah, I don't blame you, villain. I am too, man. That guy brought tears to my eye. That was so moving, so powerful. You know, I shared that video of that speech from Madeleine Brame today. I thought it was the most powerful speech, you know, and probably Vivek was a close second, if not tied. People are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Look who it is. Oh, look who it is, guys. It's Don Jr. Look at that. That is awesome. Oh, yeah. He's going to deliver something huge. And then I think JD's right after him.
Good evening, America. Before I begin my remarks, I'm going to do something a little uncharacteristic.
Here we go. Do a
Trump is
selfie?
going to give up the microphone. Doesn't happen often. You may never see it again. But I got a call on Monday morning from a young lady who said, Dad, I want to speak at the RNC.
No way. No way. He's going to have his daughter?
I want to speak at the RNC because I want America to know what my grandpa is actually like. So for the first time ever on a stage, first time ever giving a speech, I want to bring out my eldest daughter and the eldest granddaughter of the President of the United States, your favorite president, Kai Madison Trump.
I wonder if he knows about this.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kai Madison Trump. I am the granddaughter of Donald Trump. I'm speaking today to share the side of my grandpa that people don't often see. To me, he's just a normal grandpa. He gives us candy and soda when our parents aren't looking. He always wants to know how we're doing in school. When I made the high honor roll, he printed it out to show his friends how proud he was of me. I know. He calls me during the middle of the school day to ask how my golf game is going and tells me all about his. But then I have to remind him that I'm in school and I'll have to call him back later. When we play golf together, if I'm not on his team, he'll try to get inside of my head. I know. And he's always surprised that I don't let him get to me.
That's cute.
But I
That's
have to
adorable.
remind him I'm a Trump too.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Hey, by the way, I'm a Trump too, buddy.
Even when he's going through all these court cases, he always asks me how I'm doing. He always encourages me to push myself to be the most successful person I can be.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, he sets the bar pretty high, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll catch him.
Beautiful. So beautiful.
On Saturday, I was shocked when I heard that he has been shot, and I just wanted to know if he was okay. It was heartbreaking that someone would do that to another person. A lot of people have put my grandpa through hell, and he's still standing.
Woo-hoo!
Grandpa, you are such an inspiration, and I love you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
The media makes my grandpa seem like a different person, but I know him for who he is. He's very caring and loving. He truly wants the best for this country, and he will fight every single day to make America great again. Thank you very much.
Wow, what a beautiful young lady. What a beautiful class act. Class act. Absolutely.
A lot of proud moments this week for my family. Thank you again, guys. Really appreciate that. That's not easy. That's the first time. I mean, this is what we call a large crowd for a speech, so incredible work, Kai.
Proud father.
Now, back to business. Yes.
What did he say?
Thank you, sir.
What did he say?
Tonight we gather here in Milwaukee at one of the most crucial moments in American history. Just days ago, something that once seemed unimaginable became a terrifying reality. My father came under literal fire as an incredible patriotic rally turned into a tragedy. On a field in Butler, Pennsylvania, a brave firefighter died. Others were injured, and as those bullets rained down, we came millimeters away from one of the darkest moments in our nation's history. But we did lose an American hero that day. We wish that he were with us tonight, but his memory will live on forever in the hearts of his family, his community, and the nation that he loved. So I would like to take just a moment tonight to express our gratitude for the life and service of American hero Corey Comparator. They say you can't truly know how you'll respond in a moment of danger until you're actually confronted with it. So what was my father's instinct as his life was on the line?
To be a badass.
Not to cower, not to surrender, but to show for all the world to see that the next American president has the heart of a lion.
He is such a badass. Balls like Theodore Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt literally catapulted our country.
That the next American president has the courage to put the American people first once again. And in that moment, my father didn't just show his character. He showed America's character. When he stood up with blood on his face and the flag at his back, the world saw a spirit that could never be broken. And that is the true spirit of America. America knows what it's like to be down. We know what it's like to be confused and to be afraid. Long before the attempt on my father's life, every American I met was filled with fear and anxiety. They were afraid our country was being torn apart. They were anxious about the massive and chaotic invasion of illegal aliens across our border. They were deeply concerned about partisan lawfare, education indoctrination, and attacks on freedom of speech. Most terrifying of all, they saw that our leaders didn't care, or worse, that they joyfully aided and abetted the erosion of our rights. And the lies. Oh yeah, the lies. We won't ever forget the lies. From left-wing politicians, from their allies in the media, when you hear them in a row, you fully understand the extent They have gone to divide this great nation. They lied about Russia collusion. They lied about Hunter's laptop. They lied about Joe Biden's fitness for office. They lied about the border being secure. They lied about inflation being transitory. They lied about how they would safely withdraw from Afghanistan. They lied about Biden being a, quote, moderate. And they told one nonstop lie after another about my father. But they could only run away from reality for so long. All hell has broken loose in America, and it's impossible to hide anymore. Remember Build Back Better? Instead, we got broke, bumbling Biden.
Yeah.
Nothing is built, nothing is back, and nothing is better. Bridges are collapsing, our credibility is crumbling, and our money is worth less and less every single day. It was just one giant bait and switch, and normal Americans are the ones left holding the bag. Housing costs, gasoline prices, grocery bills just keep going up. Wave after wave of illegal aliens, deadly drugs keep pouring across our border. Meanwhile, pro-crime district attorneys have turned our cities into giant crime zones. They've turned criminals into victims, prosecutors into criminal defense attorneys, and police into public enemies. Left-wing activists are pretending to be educators, teaching our kids that there are 57 genders, but they can't even define what a woman is. On one hand, they think free speech protects their right to expose your children to explicit drag shows.
Unbelievable.
On the other hand, they want to put you in jail for making a meme. It's like the entire world has been turned upside down. Does any of this sound like a country that's going in the right direction? And honestly, who is actually running the country anyway? It's obviously not Joe Biden. So who are they asking us to elect? Seriously.
Obama.
Who's running things? Does anyone really know? Is it Jill? Is it Hunter? Barack Obama? Maybe it's the ghost of Corn Pop. Whoever is running the show, the only thing they are effective at is persecuting my father. They twisted, contorted, and corrupted the criminal code to turn bookkeeping errors into felonies. They concocted new legal theories out of thin air. They imposed gag orders on my father because the last thing a defendant should be able to do is defend himself, right? They punished him for merely speaking the truth. They say they hate Vladimir Putin, but it sure seems like they've spent a lot of time copying his playbook. In this country, we don't criminalize political differences. We debate them. We vote on them. But we don't make you choose between picking a party or picking a jail cell. There was a time when the Democrats really wanted what was best for America, even if they had a different way of getting there. It was the party of Franklin Roosevelt, John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King Jr. You may have disagreed with that party, but at least you could respect it.
Yeah, that's true.
But this new extreme Democrat Party, they want us to somehow believe that the only way forward is going backwards, where hiring decisions are based solely on race, where justice is only for those with the right opinions, where streets are a luxury only for the elite, where economic opportunity exists only when you know the right people. Right now, the America we all grew up with, the America that we love, feels like an old photograph where you sit down with your children and tell them what life used to be like. You look back at that America and remember a country that was confident and proud, an America that knew who it was and what it stood for. And it could all feel like a distant memory. Somewhere along the way, we stumbled. Somewhere along the way, we lost ourselves. But we can't live on nostalgia. Yes, America was great, but our greatest days are yet to come.
Woo! We're going to have so much prosperity when Trump gets in. We're going to be able to afford groceries. We're going to be able to afford gas, new businesses, investing, the stock market. I mean, prosperity across the board. Interest rates are going to drop.
Because no matter how far off that old photo may feel, it's not the end of our story.
You're going to have more money in your pocket.
We're like that man who stood on that platform and felt the bullet pierce his flesh just days ago in Pennsylvania.
I wish we could vote tonight.
He may have moved to the ground.
I want to vote
but
tonight.
He stood back up.
We got to get our country back, y'all. We have to get our country back. I mean, I want you to drag your nieces, your nephews, your aunt, your freaking grandfather.
And when he did, my father raised his fist into the air. He looked out at the crowd. And what did he say?
Fight, fight, fight. Screw you, Joyless Reed. Joyless Reed, you should be deported tonight. She called it a stunt.
We will fight. We will fight with our voices. We will fight with our ideas. And on November 5th, we will fight with our vote.
Oh, I wish we could vote right now. God, I wish we could vote right now.
I've always been proud of him, but I've never been prouder of my father than I was in that moment.
Woo!
That's when the world found out that there is tough, and then there's Trump tough. And the good news is, America is Trump tough. In 1912, more than a century ago, another legendary Republican president came right here to Milwaukee.
Reagan.
At a political rally less than 1 mile from where we stand tonight, Teddy Roosevelt was struck by a
Roosevelt,
would-be assassin's bullet.
Yes.
But he didn't quit either.
He didn't stop.
He finished his speech and he kept fighting.
This guy is the next Theodore Roosevelt.
My friends, I don't believe in coincidences, but I do believe in God's plan. Today, Teddy Roosevelt's man in the arena has a name, and it's Donald J. Trump.
You better believe it.
Remember, my father didn't have to run for re-election this year. He doesn't need the money, the fame, the power. Frankly, he doesn't need the witch hunts, the phony investigations, or the political prosecutions either. But he knew he had to run if there was any chance at saving America. He's not doing it for himself. He's doing it for everyone here tonight. for everyone watching at home. No matter who you are, you can be a part of this movement to make America great again. Look at me and my friend J.D. Vance, a kid from Appalachia and a kid from Trump Tower in Manhattan. We grew up worlds apart, yet now we're both fighting side by side to save the country we love. And by the way, J.D. Vance is going to make one hell of a vice president. For those of you who have tuned out politics or have never even voted, I want you to know, if you're looking for a better life, a more prosperous future, a safer, more wholesome and patriotic place to call home, there's room for you in this party and in this movement. In fact, you're the ones who matter most of all. My father has always said that the people he gets along with best are the people who really work for a living.
100%.
It's because of his background as a builder in construction, right? In construction, it doesn't matter how smart your architect is if you don't have the best guys laying the bricks.
That's right.
People with grit, people who get their hands dirty. That's a big problem with Washington, D.C. Most of the bureaucrats who rule over us have never built anything in their lives. It's time to build something real, something tangible, something that will last and leave this country better off for our children. That's my father's mission. This November, we have a choice. It's a choice between one team that wants to build this country up and another that wants to tear this country down. It's a choice between people who are proud of America and people who are ashamed of America. And ultimately, it's a choice between America last and America first. So if you love this country from the bottom of your heart, if you want to bring back common sense, if you want to save the American dream, if you want to stand up and fight for the future of our nation, you must re-elect my father, Donald J. Trump. Together, we will make America great once again. Thank you. Thank you, Wisconsin.
Wow, what did you think of that speech? I like how he brought his daughter out first. So J.D. Vance is coming up. I saw somebody say something about Yale. Nothing good comes out of Yale. Well, right now, the thing that I really want to focus on more than anything, we got some people from Rumble in the house. Good to see you, RJ Dakota on Rumble. Mutt Bunch says Don Jr. is amazing. Yeah, he really is. He really is. He might even hold some kind of position in his father's cabinet or, something like that. I know during the first tenure, back in 2016, you had his son-in-law, who was Ivanka Trump's husband. He had a position. I'm sure the sons had kind of some type of, maybe not super officious, but something on the back channels. But we're just waiting on, I think, the only speaker left. And the reason I'm muting it is because of the music. I'll get a copyright strike because that's how stupid these platforms are. Any kind of music that gets played in the background, that's, you know, these record labels will hunt you down. These independent journalists, they'll hunt you down and take your channel down. So who did you guys get a chance to see Matt Gaetz today? What did you guys think of Matt Gaetz? I might be able to play a clip here as we wait for JD Vance. This is ultimate prime time now. It is 9:36 Central, so it's got to be after it's, so it's what, 10:36 on the East Coast? Let's do another roll call. Hello from India. Vasu, good to see you, Vasu. Fantastic to see you. Let's do another roll call here. Tell me where you're from, what city, what state, what country. I love hearing that. We are still awaiting the newly picked vice presidential candidate. Sazafraz, good to see you. A lot of people online and on X are talking about Matt Gaetz' speech. I didn't think it was, I thought it was okay. It was good. He kind of used his usual histrionics, which is fine. I mean, I like the guy. He's a little too sharp for me. Like, my guy is Josh Hawley. I think Josh Hawley is phenomenal. I hope he runs for president. DeSantis has amazing policies. He just kind of creeps me out. Vivek is a power horse. If you don't know what I think about Vivek, I did an entire video earlier today about that and what my thoughts are on Vivek. But Hawley, to me, should run for president in 2028 or, sometime shortly thereafter. But it'll be interesting to see. I had no clue that J.D. Vance wrote his memoir, Hillbilly Elegy, or Elegy, or however you say it, until my wife brought it to my attention. And I'll be 100% honest with you. I didn't think J.D. Vance was going to be even in the top 3 or 4 of his pick, but I'm learning a lot about him. And the more I learn about J.D. Vance, you might not like the fact that he's from Yale, but the more that I'm learning about J.D. Vance, the more I'm excited about him. I really love his story. I think his story is representative and emblematic of the American dream, the true American dream, a self-made man. Oh, here we go. What's happening here?
Senator or our next vice president. But here he is, born into poverty, his family torn apart by drug addiction. No money, no prospects, no future. JD joined the Marine Corps, used the GI Bill to attend college, then went to Yale and earned a law degree and shared his heartbreaking story in a best-selling book. Only in America is this story possible. But today, for many families, the American dream is now gone. And this is the team tough enough to bring it back. J.D. Vance understands that working families have become the forgotten families. Under Biden, wages are going down while prices skyrocket, forcing the majority of Americans to live paycheck to paycheck. Working families will have J.D. Vance fighting for them. Seniors, J.D. will have your backs too. No more deciding between putting food on your table and paying for the prescriptions you need. As a husband and father, J.D. knows the importance of fighting for a parent's right to protect their children. And you can count on this Marine to stand up for our soldiers who put their lives on the line for their country every day. J.D. Vance's story is one of perseverance, of duty, of commitment to what's right. It's an American story, and it's just getting started.
I think this might be it. Or who's this? Oh, it's his wife. His wife's going to introduce him? Here it is, y'all. This is the big one right here. He's got a lot to prove.
Good evening. Good evening. When I was asked to introduce my husband, JD Vance, to all of you, I was at a loss. What could I say that hasn't already been said before? After all, the man was already the subject of a Ron Howard movie.
That's true.
JD has shared much of his life through his own eloquent words. In his book, Hillbilly Elegy, during his Senate campaign, and now as a sitting United States Senator. It occurred to me that there was only one thing to do: to explain from the heart why I love and admire JD and stand here beside him today, and why he will make a great Vice President of the United States. I met JD in law school when he was fresh out of Ohio State, which he attended with the support of the GI Bill. We were friends first because, who wouldn't want to be friends with JD? He was then, as now, the most interesting person I knew. A working class guy who had overcome childhood traumas that I could barely fathom to end up at Yale Law School. A tough Marine who had served in Iraq, but whose idea of a good time was playing with puppies and watching the movie Babe. One overriding ambition: to become a husband and a father, and to build the kind of tight-knit family that he had longed for as a child. My background is very different from JD's. I grew up in San Diego, in a middle-class community with two loving parents, both immigrants from India, and a wonderful sister. That JD and I could meet at all, let alone fall in love and marry, is a testament to this great country. It is also a testament to JD, and it tells you something about who he is. When JD met me, he approached our differences with curiosity and enthusiasm. He wanted to know everything about me, where I came from, what my life had been like. Although he's a meat and potatoes kind of guy, he adapted to my vegetarian diet and learned to cook food from my mother, Indian food. Before I knew it, he had become an integral part of my family, a person I could not imagine living without. The JD I knew then is the same JD you see today, except for that beard. And his goals in this new role are the same that he has pursued for our family: to keep people safe, to create opportunities, to build a better life, and to solve problems with an open mind. It's safe to say that neither JD nor I expected to find ourselves in this position, but it's hard to imagine a more powerful example of the American dream. A boy from Middletown, Ohio. Raised by his grandmother through tough times, chosen to help lead our country through some of its greatest challenges. I am grateful to all of you for the trust you have placed in him and in our family. And with that, it is my great privilege to introduce my husband and the next Vice President of the United States, JD Vance.
Here he is. Here he is. Oh, easy now.
Why don't we liberate these United States? We're the ones who need it.
I gotta cut the song off. It's gonna. I hate you, YouTube. Sometimes it's not really YouTube. It's these music publishers. Shut the music off.
Thank you.
There
Thank
we
you.
go.
Please. Wow. Wow. Yeah. First of all, aren't I a lucky guy? Isn't she lovely? Isn't it amazing? Greetings, Milwaukee, my fellow Americans and my fellow Republicans. My name is J.D. Vance from the great state of Ohio. Tonight, OHIO, OHIO. You guys, we're gonna chill with the Ohio love. We gotta win Michigan too here, so. My friends, tonight is a night of hope, a celebration of what America once was, and with God's grace, what it will soon be again. And it is a reminder of the sacred duty we have to preserve the American experiment, to choose a new path for our children and grandchildren. But as we meet tonight, we cannot forget that this evening could have been so much different. Instead of a day of celebration, this could have been a day of heartache and mourning. For the last 8 years, President Trump has given everything he has to fight for the people of our country. He didn't need politics, but the country needed him. Did it? Now, prior to running for president, he was one of the most successful businessmen in the world. He had everything anyone could ever want in a life. And yet, instead of choosing the easy path, he chose to endure abuse, slander, and persecution. And he did it because he loves this country. I want all Americans to go and watch the video of a would-be assassin coming a quarter of an inch from taking his life. Consider the lies they told you about Donald Trump, and then look at that photo of him, defiant, fist in the air. When Donald Trump rose to his feet in that Pennsylvania field, all of America stood with him. And what did he call us to do for our country? To fight for America. Even in his most perilous moment, we were on his mind. His instinct was for us, for our country, to call us to something higher, to something greater, to once again be citizens who ask what our country needs of us. Now consider what they said. They said he was a tyrant. They said he must be stopped at all costs. But how did he respond? He called for national unity, for national calm, literally right after an assassin nearly took his life. He remembered the victims of the terrible attack, especially the brave Corey Comparatori, who gave his life to protect his family. God bless him. And then President Trump flew to Milwaukee and got back to work. Now that's the man I've gotten to know personally over the last few years. He is tough, and he is, but he cares about people. He can stand defiant against an assassin one moment and call for national healing the next. He is a beloved father and grandfather, and of course, a once-in-a-generation business leader. He's the man who is feared by America's adversaries, but 2 nights ago, and I'll share a moment, said goodnight to his 2 boys, told them he loved them, and made sure to give each of them a kiss on the cheek. And I will say, Don and Eric squirmed the same way my 4-year-old does when his daddy tries to give him a kiss on the cheek. Sorry, guys. He is all those things, but tonight we celebrate he is our once and future President of the United States of America. Now, I want to respond to his call for unity myself. We have a big tent in this party on everything from national security to economic policy. But my message to you, my fellow Republicans, is we love this country and we are united to win. Right. Now, I think our disagreements actually make us stronger. That's what I've learned in my time in the United States Senate, where sometimes I persuade my colleagues and sometimes they persuade me. And my message to my fellow Americans, those watching from across the country, is shouldn't we be governed by a party that is unafraid to debate ideas and come to the best solution? That's the Republican Party of the next 4 years, united in our love for this country and committed to free speech and the open exchange of ideas. And so tonight, Mr. Chairman, I stand here humbled, and I'm overwhelmed with gratitude to say I officially accept your nomination to be Vice President of the United States of America. Now, never in my wildest imagination could I have believed that I'd be standing here tonight. I grew up in Middletown, Ohio, a small town where people spoke their minds, built with their hands, and loved their God, their family, their community, and their country with their whole hearts. But it was also a place that had been cast aside and forgotten by America's ruling class in Washington. When I was in the 4th grade, a career politician by the name of Joe Biden supported NAFTA, a bad trade deal that sent countless good jobs to Mexico. When I was a sophomore in high school, that same career politician named Joe Biden gave China a sweetheart trade deal that destroyed even more good American middle-class manufacturing jobs. When I was a senior in high school, that same Joe Biden supported the disastrous invasion of Iraq, and at each step of the way, in small towns like mine in Ohio or next door in Pennsylvania or Michigan, in states all across our country, jobs were sent overseas and our children were sent to war. And I agree. And somehow, a real estate developer from New York City by the name of Donald J. Trump was right on all of these issues while Biden was wrong. President Trump knew even then that we needed leaders who would put America first.
Hear, hear.
Now, thanks to these policies that Biden and other out-of-touch politicians in Washington gave us, our country was flooded with cheap Chinese goods, with cheap foreign labor, and in the decades to come, deadly Chinese fentanyl. Joe Biden screwed up, and my community paid the price. Now, I was lucky. Despite the closing factories and the growing addiction in towns like mine, in my life, I had a guardian angel by my side. She was an old woman who could barely walk, but she was tough as nails. I called her Mamaw, the name we hillbillies gave to our grandmothers.
I like that. I like his background a lot. Love it. Love his story.
Mamaw raised me as my mother struggled with addiction. Mamaw was in so many ways a woman of contradiction. She loved the Lord, ladies and gentlemen. She was a woman of very deep Christian faith.
Love that.
But she also loved the F word.
I like her even more.
I'm not kidding. She could make a sailor blush. Now, she once told me, when she found out that I was spending too much time with a local kid who was known for dealing drugs, that if I ever hung out with that kid again, she would run him over with her car.
My kind of girl.
That's true.
Yeah,
She said,
in and out.
JD, no one will ever find out about it.
Oh, America, let's make America fun again, for crying out loud. Can we make America fun again? It's been so boring and stiff and cancel culture, woke culture for so long. Oh, I can't wait to breathe.
Now, thanks to that Mamaw, things worked out for me. After 9/11, I did what thousands of other young men my age did in that time of soaring patriotism and love of country. I enlisted in the United States Marines. Semper Fi to my fellow Marines.
Semper Fi.
Now, I left the Marines after 4 years and went to the Ohio State University.
Okay, let's chill with the Ohio stuff. No, it's okay.
I'm sorry, Michigan. I had to get that in there.
No, Michigan won the national championship, though.
Come on, come on. We've had enough political violence.
That's true.
Now, after Ohio State, I went to Yale Law School, where I met my beautiful wife. And then I started businesses to create jobs in the kind of places that I grew up in. Now, my work taught me that there is still so much talent and grit in the American heartland. There really is. But for these places to thrive, my friends, we need a leader who fights for the people who built this country.
Well said. I love watching these with you guys.
We
I'm
need
so
a
glad you're
leader
here.
Who's not in the pocket of big business, but answers to the working man, union and non-union alike.
There we go.
A leader who won't sell out to multinational corporations, but will stand up for American companies and American industry. A leader who rejects Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's Green New scam and fights to bring back our great American factories. We need President Donald J. Trump. Some people tell me I've lived the American dream, and of course they're right, and I'm so grateful for it. But the American dream that always counted most was not starting a business or becoming a senator or even being here with you fine people, though it's pretty awesome. My most important American dream was becoming a good husband and a good dad, of being able to give. Thank you. I wanted to give my kids the things that I didn't have when I was growing up. And that's the accomplishment that I'm proudest of. That tonight, I'm joined by my beautiful wife, Usha, an incredible lawyer and a better mom, and our three beautiful kids, Ewan, who's 7, Vivek, who's 4, and Mirabelle, who's 2. Now, they're back at the hotel, and kids, if you're watching, Daddy loves you very much, but get your butts in bed. It's 10 o'clock. But my friends, things did not work out well for a lot of kids I grew up with. Every now and then, I will get a call from a relative back home who asks, "Did you know so-and-so?" And I'll remember a face from years ago, and then I'll hear they died of an overdose. As always, America's ruling class wrote the checks. Communities like mine paid the price. For decades, that divide between the few with their power and comfort in Washington and the rest of us only widened. From Iraq to Afghanistan, from the financial crisis to the Great Recession, from open borders to stagnating wages, the people who govern this country have failed and failed again. That is, of course, until a guy named Donald J. Trump came along. President Trump represents America's last best hope to restore what, if lost, may never be found again. A country where a working-class boy born far from the halls of power can stand on this stage as the next vice president of the United States of America.
JD.
But my fellow Americans here in this stage and watching at home, this moment is not about me. It's about all of us. And it's about who we're fighting for. It's about the auto worker in Michigan wondering why out-of-touch politicians are destroying their jobs. It's about the factory worker in Wisconsin who makes things with their hands and is proud of American craftsmanship. It's about the energy worker in Pennsylvania and Ohio who doesn't understand why Joe Biden is willing to buy energy from tin pot dictators across the world when he could buy it from his own citizens right here in our own country.
Drill, baby, drill.
You guys are a great crowd. Wow. And
Yes, we are. These guys are loud in the front rows.
And it's about, our movement is about single moms like mine who struggled with money and addiction, but never gave up. And I'm proud to say that tonight my mom is here, 10 years clean and sober. I love
Is
you,
she
Mom.
really? Oh, there she is. Oh, that's the mom. Okay, not the grandma. Oh, that's so cool. She looks like him. He looks like his mom. Michael Johnson's right next to her. Yeah, they are, Truth Seeker. They definitely are. Just sobriety. Yeah, he does have a baby face. Oh, God, listen to this crowd. JD's mom. That's so good. I love it.
And you know, Mom, I was thinking it'll be 10 years officially in January of 2025. And if President Trump's okay with it, let's have the celebration in the White House.
Hello. Hello. That would be awesome.
And our movement, ladies and gentlemen, it's about grandparents all across this country who are living on Social Security and raising grandchildren they didn't expect to raise. And while we're on the topic of grandparents, let me tell you another Mamaw story. Now, my Mamaw died shortly before I left for Iraq in 2005. And when we went through her things, we found 19 loaded handguns. They were...
Wow. That is a badass. Yeah, the grandma is just something else.
Now, the thing is, they were stashed all over her house, under her bed, in her closet, in the silverware drawer. And we wondered what was going on. And it occurred to us that towards the end of her life, Mamaw couldn't get around so well. And so this frail old woman made sure that no matter where she was within arm's length of whatever she needed to protect her family. That's who we fight for. That's American spirit.
Mamaw, I love that. Mamaw.
Now, Joe
Good to see
Biden
you,
has been
Angie.
a politician in Washington for longer than I've been alive. 39 years old. Kamala Harris is not much further behind. For half a century, he's been the champion of every major policy initiative to make America weaker and poorer. And in 4 short years, Donald Trump reversed decades of betrayals inflicted by Joe Biden and the rest of the corrupt Washington insiders. He created the greatest economy in history for workers. Really was amazing. There's this chart that shows worker wages, and they stagnated for pretty much my entire life until President Donald J. Trump came along. Workers' wages went through the roof. And just imagine what he's going to do when we give him 4 more years.
Hello.
Months ago, I heard some young family member observe that their parents' generation, the baby boomers, could afford to buy a home when they first entered the workforce. But I don't know, this person observed, if I'll ever be able to afford a home. The absurd cost of housing is the result of so many failures, and it reveals so much about what's broken in Washington. I can tell you exactly how it happened. Wall Street barons crashed the economy, and American builders went out of business. As tradesmen scrambled for jobs, houses stopped being built. The lack of good jobs, of course, led to stagnant wages. And then the Democrats flooded this country with millions of illegal aliens. So citizens had to compete with people who shouldn't even be here for precious housing. Joe Biden's inflation crisis, my friends, is really an affordability crisis. And many of the people that I grew up with can't afford to pay more for groceries, more for gas, more for rent, and that's exactly what Joe Biden's economy has given them.
Send them back. Send them back.
So prices soared, dreams were shattered, and China and the cartels sent fentanyl across the border, adding addiction to the heartache. But ladies and gentlemen, that is not the end of our story. We've heard about villains and their victims. I've talked a lot about that, but let me tell you about the future. President Trump's vision is so simple and yet so powerful. We're done, ladies and gentlemen, catering to Wall Street. We'll commit to the working man. We're done importing foreign labor. We're going to fight for American citizens and their good jobs and their good wages. We're done buying energy from countries that hate us. We're going to get it right here from American workers in Pennsylvania and Ohio and across the country. We're done sacrificing supply chains to unlimited global trade, and we're going to stamp more and more products with that beautiful label, Made in the USA. We're going to build factories again, put people to work making real products for American families made with the hands of American workers. Together, we will protect the wages of American workers and stop the Chinese Communist Party from building their middle class on the backs of American citizens.
Get our farmland back. Get our farmland back.
Together, we will make sure our allies share in the burden of securing world peace. No more free rides for nations that betray the generosity of the American taxpayer. Together, we will send our kids to war only when we must. But as President Trump showed with the elimination of ISIS and so much more, when we punch, we're going to punch hard. Together, we will put the citizens of America first, whatever the color of their skin. We will, in short, make America great again. You know, one of the things that you hear people say sometimes is that America is an idea. And to be clear, America was indeed founded on brilliant ideas like the rule of law and religious liberty, things written into the fabric of our Constitution and our nation. But America is not just an idea. It is a group of people with a shared history and a common future. It is, in short, a nation. Now, it is part of that tradition, of course, that we welcome newcomers. But when we allow newcomers into our American family, we allow them on our terms. That's the way we preserve the continuity of this project from 250 years past to hopefully 250 years in the future. And let me illustrate this with a story, if I may. I'm, of course, married to the daughter of South Asian immigrants to this country. Incredible people. People who genuinely have enriched this country in so many ways. And of course, I'm biased because I love my wife and her family, but it's true. Now, when I proposed to my wife, we were in law school, and I said, honey, I come with $120,000 worth of law school debt and a cemetery plot on a mountainside in eastern Kentucky. And I guess standing here tonight, it's just gotten weirder and weirder, honey.
He's funny.
But that's what she was getting. Now, that cemetery plot in eastern Kentucky is near my family's ancestral home. And like a lot of people, we came from the mountains of Appalachia into the factories of Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Now, that's Kentucky coal country, one of the 10 Now, it's one of the 10 poorest counties in the entire United States of America. They are very hardworking people, and they're very good people. They're the kind of people who would give you the shirt off their back even if they can't afford enough to eat. And our media calls them privileged and looks down on them. But they love this country, not only because it's a good idea, but because in their bones they know that this is their home, and it will be their children's home, and they would die fighting to protect it. That is the source of America's greatness. As a United States Senator, I get to represent millions of people in the great state of Ohio with similar stories, and it is the great honor of my life. Now, in that cemetery, there are people who were born around the time of the Civil War. And if, as I hope, my wife and I are eventually laid to rest there, and our kids follow us, there will be 7 generations just in that small mountain cemetery plot in eastern Kentucky. 7 generations of people who have fought for this country, who have built this country, who have made things in this country, and who would fight and die to protect this country if they were asked to. Now that's not just an idea, my friends. That's not just a set of principles. Even though the ideas and the principles are great, that is a homeland. That is our homeland. People will not fight for abstractions, but they will fight for their home. And if this movement of ours is going to succeed, and if this country is going to thrive, our leaders have to remember that America is a nation and its citizens deserve leaders who put its interests first. Now, we won't agree on every issue, of course, not even in this room. We may disagree from time to time about how best to reinvigorate American industry and renew American family. That's fine. In fact, it's more than fine. It's good. But never forget that the reason why this united Republican Party exists, why we do this, why we care about those great ideas and that great history, is that we want this nation to thrive for centuries to come.
Trillions of years we want it to thrive.
Now, eventually in that mountain cemetery, my children will lay me to rest. And when they do, I would like them to know that thanks to the work of this Republican Party, the United States of America is as strong and as proud and as great as ever. That is who we serve, my friends. That is who we fight for. And the only thing that we need to do right now, the most important thing that we can do for those people, for that American nation that we all love, is to re-elect Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. Mr. President, I will never take for granted the trust you have put in me. And what an honor it is to help achieve the extraordinary vision that you have for this country. Now, I pledge to every American, no matter your party, I will give you everything I have to serve you and to make this country a place where every dream you have for yourself, your family, and your country will be possible once again. And I promise you one more thing. To the people of Middletown, Ohio, and all the forgotten communities in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Ohio, and every corner of our nation, I promise you this: I will be a vice president who never forgets where he came from. And every single day for the next 4 years, when I walk into that White House to help President Trump, I will be doing it for you, for your family, for your future, and for this great country. Thank you. God bless all of you, and God bless our great country.
Wow. Well, I will say this. So what did you guys think? I have to mute the music, otherwise they'll take down the channel. These music publishers are like unreal vultures. Oh, that's so cool. His whole family's coming out, looks like. So I got to say, he's a little sleepy. I'm going to be honest. He's a little sleepy. He doesn't have the kind of energy or vivaciousness or power or impact that Vivek has, or even Byron Donalds. So I mean, that's not a bad thing. I love his backstory. I love how he came up in the world. I love how hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, that sort of American spirit, that blue collar, middle class, even lower class, if you will, because he came from really poverty, but he is emblematic of the American dream. I have to say that. Yes, I agree. He is a solid man. And so, great minds think alike. Go woke, go stupid. I'm glad you're here on Rumble. So I think he is a solid pick. I think he's somebody who's going to galvanize and really kind of fortify the base, the sort of new conservative front, if you will. And I love the fact that he's, his wife seems like somebody who's an amazing human being. Trump obviously saw something huge in him. I can't wait to dig into his book. I already bought his book. It should be arriving at my home soon. But I think it's really interesting. I think that he's going to, I believe him. I trust him. I think he's going to do the right thing. I think he has morals, principles. And I like the fact that he is, again, a sort of significant representation of the American spirit, the sort of blue collar, pull yourself up from your own bootstraps and make your own way. He's a self-made guy. That is what America, to me, is all about. He's a self-made guy who works his butt off, and in a meritocracy, the way that let's hear what the chairman of the party, the convention. Trump is speaking tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe and follow. We're going to go live.
Republicans around the world, tonight in this hall, we had a chance to see what strength is like.
Okay, this guy's kind of boring. I don't really care to talk him, and I actually really have to go here. But I do want to say a couple of things. So before we go, Thank you so much, by the way, In and Out, for the super chat. Before we go, remember, this is your one-stop shop. You don't need to go anywhere else. I do my own due diligence. I have worked in the public sector. I run businesses in the private sector. This is my main business now, my media entity. And so I really, really am happy that you're here. Thank you for making it this far. I know it's late everywhere. If you're watching this on the replay, give me a team replay in the comments. But we're going to go live tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is probably one of the most anticipated political speeches in the last 50, 60, 80, 100 years, could be. It's going to be a very, very powerful, the expectancy, the electricity, the buzz, it's all going to be there. So we're going to go live. So the best way that you can do that is twofold, okay? So subscribe, hit the bell notification, and turn on. Once you click on the bell, turn on all notifications. You can also do that on your settings as well, so you get notified. Now, your fail-safe, sure-proof way is to subscribe to our free newsletter. That's in the pinned comment, show notes, and description. It's absolutely free. Just give us your best email. Boom, you're in. We don't spam. I don't share your email with anybody. That is not the Nez Nation way. But that is your fail-safe. Make sure you subscribe to that. All you got to do is click on the link. Click on the option that says free newsletter. Give us your best email. Bada boom, bada bing, you're in. Never mind the fact that I publish 3 to 4 videos almost every single day, if not every other day, bringing you the live breaking, unvarnished truth that mainstream woke mafia media won't cover. So it really behooves you to subscribe to our free newsletter. I mean, it's free, for crying out loud. It's free. It's free. So God bless you all. I'm so, what a fantastic, it's so much fun. We're going to do so much more of this. We're also going to live stream the DNC too. Can you imagine how much we're going to have fun live streaming the DNC, making fun of all those vermin? Holy macadamia nut. That's going to be fun. So we got so much more planned. We got a historic speech from our president, Mr. Trump, the savior of our nation. I can't wait till he wins. Oh, knock on wood. Don't jinx it. Give me the anti-jinx in the comments. We're going to have so much fun, y'all. There's so much more to come. We got months. We're months away, only 4 months, less than 4 months away from the biggest night, the most consequential election of our lives. We got to get our country back. I need your help. I need you to tap the thumbs up. It takes you a nanosecond. Doesn't cost you a thing. Just tap that thumbs up. Do it right now, please. Share this with everybody you know, and I hope to see you soon. Subscribe. Turn on all notifications. Subscribe to our free newsletter. I am so proud of all of you guys. I love every single one of you guys. Have a wonderful night. God bless you. God bless your families.